Why did you incarnate in the first place? What are you really here to do? I'm not talking about your life's purpose and the toxic life purpose trap. No, I'm talking about Dharma, right? You have two very things to consider right now. You have your karma, right, which is what we've done in past life, all the things, all your desire systems, the things in that samsara, the cycle of birth and death, what you've been accumulating in your life, right? Based off the spirit, based off the soul, not talking about your life and the personality in this one singular lifetime, okay? Now your Dharma is who are you supposed to be? What are you supposed to truly manifest as far as the higher vibration happening on our planet right now in this 5D timeline, right? This is how it works. You have the source energy. You have this beautiful cosmic energy coming through to our planet, right? Which is allowing mankind to ascend, right? To the next level, right? Ascension, that's all that is. The next level, the next vibration, the next part of our consciousness that we're after, okay? So this is it. Here we are in 2021, right on that cusp. We're exiting Kali Yuga, entering the Departa Yuga. This is the circle, right? This is that samsara that I'm talking about here, because time is not linear, as you know. It's not past, present, future in a line, right? It's more like a circle going around and around, the cycle of birth and death. That's called samsara. Now, here we are on this grand cycle. These are 24,000+ year cycles, okay? Starting at the bottom, Kali Yuga, Departa Yuga, right on the side, getting into the Treta Yuga, and then finally the Sat Yuga at the very top. These are the timelines, okay? These are the cycles of time that we've been on. Now, like I said, we've entered Departa Yuga. We are now exiting Kali Yuga. We are entering the Golden Age, the Ascension. That's why people are into this stuff. That's why the censorship is happening. That's why the darkness is trying to cover it all up, you see, and control this great awakening and stop it from happening, right? Now, you are on this path based off your Dharma, based off what you did in a past life, right? Think about somebody, like Gandhi, right? He's not going to get away with going to be a restaurant owner and serving, meat or serving cheeseburgers to somebody, right? That's not his Dharma. Based off his past life, what he was doing, obviously he was a previous yogi or Buddhist monk or nun, right? Something like that allowed him to experience the level of consciousness that he did in the birth known as Gandhi. Now, the exiting of this lifetime, literally our last breath, our last words, are the thing that catapults us into the next lifetime, right? That's the test. That's the final stage. That's the final act. That is the test as far as where do we reincarnate in the next round, right? So Gandhi's a great example. His last words, were Ram, Ram, God. I am God, Ram, Ram. His last dying breath saying those beautiful words. Now, most people have a fear-based death, right? They're literally gasping for breath, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. Oh, poor me in the hospital. Very traumatic setting, right? Very fear-based. That's because you believe that you are just this body. It's because there's a belief that you are the body or just the thoughts. Therefore, when it goes away, there is fear in it. However, if you believe that you are not this body, if you believe that you are not your thoughts, then there is no fear of death. There's no fear because you are infinite. You are immortal. You are the infinite cup. So this is what meditation is all about. This is what we're teaching. 5D Mystery School here is teaching. If you aren't subscribed to the new YouTube channel, by the way, go over to my YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, jump into the description of that video. It is listed, or just go to the 5dmysteryschool.com website. It is up live right now. It's official. We're very excited. We've been building this. Other teachers, other people to experience this higher consciousness. Okay, so know that you are being guided. No, again, this is a part of your Dharma. You see, you couldn't get away with this in a previous birth. Now you have to do it in this birth. You see, you have to do it for the highest good of all. You have to jump into that oneness. You have to jump into this higher consciousness based off the techniques and the map or schematic that you were doing in the previous life. For me, it's yoga. I've definitely had births as a yogi in a previous life, and I've had experiences of me being in the Himalayas and me, experiencing life as a yogi, and here I am in this meat suit called Robert, still practicing yogic techniques. You see, I'm just picking up where I left off. That's it. That's what the Dharma is all about, picking up where you left off. It's so much easier to do that, right? Pick up where you left off than to try to reinvent the wheel over and over and over again. Isn't that exhausting? You see what I mean? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to do anything new here. In fact, that's impossible. because man only remembers. This is the remembering. This great awakening is the great remembering, is what it really should be called, because we are remembering who we truly are. We are remembering what it's like to be the creator, remembering what it's like to be the enlightened one, to be the one who is actually awakened. You see, you already are. You just have to remember it. You forgot. Somewhere along your journey, you just forgot that you were awakened, and here you are asleep, trying to figure it out again. And that's why this conversation of Dharma is so important, because as soon as you figure it out what that thing was that you were doing in a previous life, and you start doing it in this life, that's when the clarity comes. That's when things start to really make a lot of sense, as far as, wow, maybe I do like music. Maybe I do like this dancing style or this particular style over the next for a reason, right? It's happening for a reason, and it's all energy. So trust your guides, trust this process, and know that it's happening for a reason, okay? Because your Dharma is of the utmost importance. Picking up where you left off is of the utmost importance. That's when life really starts, honestly. You start asking those questions, right? Who am I? What am I here to do? You see, and again, I make this clear. It's not about your life purpose. It's not a singular one thing. It's about the energy. Are you a teacher? Are you a healer? You see, what are these qualities of energy? You don't need to focus on the one thing. That's coming from the pressure of society and our culture that wants to put a job title on you or a career, right? Think about that word career. That was invented not too long ago. The word Dharma has been around for thousands of years. You see, we don't need to prescribe to these new age techniques that the Matrix created in order to enslave our consciousness. We need to awaken to these old indigenous practices, yogic techniques, ancient cultures, traditions that have been doing this for literally thousands of years. So keep going on this path, keep going. Know that you're being guided. Know that your guides have led you to this podcast, led you to this video. It's happening for a reason. All right, so trust that energy, trust your guides, trust all of this. Okay, because I know your ego, your lower self is a little jogged right now, right? It's a little jarring. You see what I mean? For the lower self to handle this mysticism and to handle this higher consciousness. So the more you do your grounding, the more you get into that oneness, the more you're going to be okay, and the more you're really going to feel in tune with that oneness and in tune with that higher consciousness, okay? So I love each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here, all right? Shout out to the Inner Circle members. Shout out to everyone on Patreon, all right? Until next time, guys, infinite love, infinite peace. I'm out.